Comedy Jonah.
Woo! What a week.
Comedy Jonah, do
Yeah.
me a favor and wipe that smirk off your face, you twit. Wipe that smirk right off your face, you twit. What's a twit?
You're being a bully. You're being
What,
a bully.
I'm such a bully on a show I signed up to play for money. Well, let us bully you right now into following, liking, and subscribing. It's what keeps these shows going. So if you want more of them, I suggest you do it. Then share. Tell a friend, tell a family member. You guys know the deal. It's the way that the people that care, they share. If you have any questions, you can tweet us them. You can visit our website for the past year, 12, 10, 15. It feels like a millennial. Anyway, just all that stuff's on the website. All the new stuff is on YouTube. You guys know the deal. And of course, we are live every day on You Now talking about, the feeds with Destinies 4. But I mean, in the Discord, we talk the live feeds in our feed channel. We air the East Coast airings. John's mom is there. There's like a lot that happens in the Discord. So the whole community, birthdays, recipe, you guys get the deal. Anyway, we have to talk about
Scripted
this.
shows, all of it.
All of it. We watch movies there.
Yes.
Movie, it all goes down there. Twitch, you guys know the whole deal. Play games, we do it all. We're live all the time. And by the way, we're much more entertaining than the feed. I don't know. These feeds.
Well, Angela's still in the house. How could the feeds be bad?
Well, because she's blanketing. She's,
What's blanketing for the folks that don't know what that is?
Well, I would then argue with them, you must not be participating in our trash draft all these years, and you didn't ever look at how you get points in the trash draft.
For blanketing?
Blanketing is one of the
Is
ways
it like planking? Is it like
No.
planking?
What do you
Yeah.
think blanketing could be?
Blanketing to me means retreating, doing
Into
nothing. A pile of chewed gum in the corner.
blankets.
Into blankets.
It comes
Literal
from
blankets.
It comes from Audrey's season when she would wrap herself in the blanket with the sunglasses and she would call it blanketing. So that is,
That's what she's doing? That's what Angela's doing?
Well, she was a little bit. She's wearing sunglasses. She's playing it kind of low key,
Well, she needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does need to.
She does need to.
I mean, from what we can see from the moments of feeds they allow us to have at this point.
Oh.
They're killing the show. They're trying to kill Big Brother, but whatever. Let's start at the start, Comedy Joan, and talk about all the fun things from the beginning of the week. Like Matt was, gone. Yay, we're thrilled by bitch.
Right, and I think it's so funny because, Lisa just has not connected with any of the house guests. As a casual viewer,
Right.
I can see that as well. And so when she was talking to Chelsea earlier in the week and saying, "Oh no, I didn't vote for Matt," it was like, even I was just like, "Oh, you're a terrible liar. It's not convincing." Like we all know you and Matt were kind of close with Mackenzie, with Leah. So it was really kind of funny. And then of course Chelsea didn't bite at all. So it was just,
And the real downfall of Lisa's game this week, which I feel they really did not focus on the show, because to their credit, I will say the one strategy. Now, I don't agree with this strategy, but by not letting us see anything on the feeds that's interesting, like Angela fighting with Quinn, Angela fighting with Lisa. By not letting us see any of these moments on the feeds, the shows have become more interesting. I'm guessing it's getting more people to tune in. So if that's their strategy, it's working. That's great.
Yeah.
But it's also coming at the expense, I feel like, of a lot of the strategy now of the show, because, we saw end of the week, Lisa actually blindsided. But the point that they didn't really focus on is like you just said, Lisa being a bad liar. I didn't vote for Matt. Who does she blame it on but T-Core? And when that gets back to T-Core, that almost becomes the beginning of the end for Lisa. Because now, and they didn't really focus on that, I feel, a lot this week. But as we saw, T-Core has, you know, a lot of strong alliances and a lot of good relationships with people in the house. And she's
doing really well.
She didn't want Lisa to go. For her game, she did not want Lisa to go. She was one of the people on Team Lisa, but once Quinn told her, she's blaming the vote on you, well, no more.
Which makes no sense, which is why I get back to Lisa, like, do we
just
know
don't blame it on anybody. I would do that. Like if I played Big Brother, I would 100% throw out rogue votes. No questions asked. But I wouldn't be like, it wasn't me. I know it was
Quinn. It was that. You don't name names because you can get caught, right?
Yeah. Why would you lie in something that you can get caught in? It's stupid.
It's stupid. And it's bad gameplay.
Well, Lisa's a bad game player. And apparently she's, you know, a horrible roommate. The thing that I find funny, one of their biggest complaints about her was that she cooks the food that nobody wants or likes, but as if that's not bad enough, and then doesn't eat it, just leaves it.
No. Tucker said she cooks and wastes more food in this house than we eat.
Right, because, and they expand on it more on the feeds, like literally she thinks like, oh, people are, like for example, people are going to want my mac and cheese, so I'm going to make a vegan veggie lasagna mac and cheese. She makes it, makes a giant mess, leaves it on the counter like, you guys can eat and I'm not cleaning because I made it, and no one wants it. So it literally just gets thrown away, not eaten, and they're left to clean up her mess.
And, you know, the glitter's cute. Like, I love the glitter, like maybe in my cocktail, but not on my food. I don't want glitter on my food.
As Tucker said, we have enough microplastics in our body.
Tucker is hilarious, by the way.
Well, Tucker's also an idiot, but we'll get there.
He's a cute idiot. He's a cute idiot.
Yeah, he's very New York. He's very New Yorkly cute. I do like Tucker.
Yes.
That's because, well, right. And Lost in chat says that's because she was putting LSD in the food. Notice Angela has been slightly tolerable since Lisa left.
Yep. There's that Flowers from Algernon or whatever reference that we did on the show last week.
Yes, exactly. 100%.
But yeah, the food wasting, you know, and that's another thing, Lisa not connecting, right? Like, get a consensus. What does everybody feel like doing? Like, what's your favorite food? As a caterer, isn't that what you do if you're a caterer? Like, what? I'll make some tacos. Well, here's some vegan, vegetarian tacos. Here's some carne asada tacos. Like, get a consensus of the house. If that's what you're using food to bond with, do it better and not some vegan lasagna mac and cheese. You've got no consensus. And then also too, to sit there and you think you're being playful, butting heads with Tucker, like, oh, we should have a cooking everybody should cook and we should be the judges, and we'll just, you know, and that's no way to do it. It's in a way you're judging them, and everybody's in the pressure cooker with you. The last thing you need is to get anybody's, you know, out of whack on you. You know what I mean? Like, their thoughts, their all of it. So just her game was just not good at all. And I thought it was very nice of some of them in the goodbye messages to say you were a threat, Lisa. Just that was just to say it.
That was definitely kind. You were a threat to our stomachs. You were a threat for
which
food
essentially
poisoning.
is the game, because you have to eat, right? But then Angela, what a mess. Oh, it was goodbye messages. Anyway.
I feel like Lisa is the opposite extreme of, let's say, a Quinn, where like Lisa was, in a way, yes, she said Chef Lisa 9,000 times, and everything was Chef Lisa versus real Lisa, and Chef Lisa namaste likes to create lovely. And she did say that a lot. And let's have tea time in the bathroom spa. So, you know what? I think I'm going to take it back because I was going to say I feel Lisa wasn't really there to promote her brand, where I
Right.
guess now that I'm saying that, that's not true. She definitely was. Whereas this week we
Mhm.
learned that Quinn said he's there to play for social media. He's not. And by the way, I can't hate this strategy because, as I have said forever, this would always be my strategy of Big Brother. I would not be playing to win. I would be playing for social media and for followers because the chance of me winning is slim to none. But if I
Right.
get enough social media followers out of it, I can be hawking out 6 or 7 $5,000 Instagram ads a week and I'm set. So what the hell
Right.
do I care if I lose this game? Just me, that's
But then
the
if you happen to win, that's even better. But if
right.
your
If you happen,
strategy comes
well,
in to do socials, then yeah, that's a great strategy actually.
is it better? We didn't go to the premiere party because I could give a crap about last year's anyone, let alone the winner. I don't think people feel the same way. Sometimes you're a not great winner. Um, yeah, sorry. It's just him and Matt were just gross. The end. So, yeah, so there's that. But yeah, Quinn, Lisa, it's yeah. I'm glad she's gone. I'm glad she's gone. I'm not glad she's gone. On one end, Kenny walks around this house. I want to leave. He's, you as a casual viewer don't get the full scope of him on the feeds. He's an angry old man. He goes to bed early. People are awake talking. He comes out. He yells at them. I'm trying to sleep. What are you doing? We only get a limited amount of feeds, Kenny. So if you could not tell the people not to do things at the few times we get feeds, I'd really appreciate it, Kenny. On top of that, threatening to leave every 5 minutes. I want to go home. I want to see my kids. Just put me up. Just get me out. And everyone's like, but that's his strategy because then he gets nominated so that he's guaranteed to play in POV and then he
Right.
wins. And then
Right.
I don't care. If you say you want to leave the game more than 5 times, it should be a rule. You are evicted. In the same way that you can't lie about powers, you can't
That's the
oh,
game.
no,
Any strategy. I love it. I love that
I hate
he
it.
I love that he does that. I love that everyone, because, I'm not seeing it on the feeds, but, there's conversations on the show where it's just like, well, Kenny wants to leave. So he's an easy nomination, right? Like that's a conversation like Chelsea had with someone
Yeah.
when she won HOH. Yeah.
No, it's funny. They flat out say, they flat out will say to Kenny, like, okay, so Angela's the target, but if not, then you're the target, so do you want to go home? And he's like, yep.
Yeah.
Like, how easy, like, all of the exciting, like, the thing is, this season, I looked at this cast and thought, this is such a dynamic cast. It's going to be so amazing. Then we learned about the Ainsley and we're like, that's stupid. Then we learned about the twists and are like, this is going to be so amazing. These twists is going to add so much drama with this cast. The twists are probably not even going to get used because these people are stupid. Kenny wants to go home every 5 minutes. I mean, it's like fizzling into being, I almost say boring, that things aren't happening. And I do feel a large part of that has to do with Kenny holding everyone hostage. This week, so much of Chelsea's decisions were, well, I gotta get Kenny up there, but then I can't use MJ Mackenzie because she has the power. Maybe I can use the power for me, but if Kenny's self-evict, like everybody is afraid to make a move or isn't gonna play the
Well,
game because they always have this Kenny failsafe now, which is annoying.
well, I agree. Chelsea decided whether she wanted to put Mackenzie up or not and just flush out the power, like we saw her and Tucker talking about it.
Yeah,
But it's only week 2.
I
Like,
agree with that.
yeah. So, the least amount of blood on your hands. Yes, I agree with Chelsea playing it that way. Absolutely. Like, But
Yeah.
I also understand, like, also to Chelsea not putting up Mackenzie to flush out the power. We even saw Mackenzie on the live show say, oh, I'm earning trust with her. Perfect. That Chelsea, that's what she wanted. She's getting it with Mackenzie. Leah, her, and Lisa were kind of over here on this island. So I think she's earning some points with them. What I was really thrilled about, and now I'm not as much, is the AI. What's it called? The AI.
Ainsley.
Well, Ainsley, but
Oh, the
Ainsley's
arena?
the arena, because I feel like it's taking away from a lot of the conversations we're missing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the show can only be so long, right? It's like 43 minutes without commercials.
Yeah.
If I didn't have the arena, maybe I, as a casual viewer, I could see some of those conversations, like Lisa and T-Core getting into it or something. But those have to be scrapped because we've got to have Ainsley do the competition,
How about
which,
or an HOH?
yeah, or an HOH, exactly. I like paused it on the last episode when I was watching it, and I was like, okay, there's enough time. Maybe we'll get an HOH. By the time it all dragged out, I was like, oh, we're not getting an HOH.
First of all, and on this episode of Big Brother is killing the show by destroying the live feeds, normally on a Thursday before the episode, we get
Yeah.
we get live feeds in the morning. We get live feeds probably about until like 3 hours or so before the show starts. Well, not this Thursday. This Thursday they completely removed the feeds from us for 90% of the day. I think we got them for like 45 minutes before they went down for the show. And I was like, well, this is great. Maybe they're going to do this tech rehearsal run through, and we're not going to have this stupid scenario where you make everybody stand at the top of the stairs again and then go, okay, guys, now go downstairs and do something. But no, you did that again. And then this time now, Julie came back and got pissed and was like, well, I guess you both feel pretty good about yourselves, don't ya? No, Julie, this plan is fucking stupid. What is happening? I don't understand. They don't care about the show anymore. Literally, they don't care about this show anymore. They are like, this is a paycheck, and we can do the least amount that we have to do to squeak this show through, and somehow we still get paychecks.
Well, and also too, I think with this Ainsley comp, and then you've got 3 people on the block, so you really don't know what you're supposedly what you're going to do. And then you learn who wins it, and you learn who the 2 nominees are at the very end. And then you got just seconds to figure out your vote. And then once again, Julie's like, hey, you guys can take each other out of the room to discuss things. Nobody needs to discuss things. You know why? Because that little plan of, oh, we're going to cause chaos and disarray with the votes isn't happening. The House already knows who they're voting for.
Yeah.
It's not working. Nobody's walking out of the room. But the positive thing about that is we know who's not on the side of the votes, right? Like Kenny, for instance, for this one. We know Kenny's not synced with the House, which, now you've explained it. He goes to bed early. He's yelling at people for staying up. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's absolutely. And by the way, if
working.
I'm in that house, and I completely agree with you, everyone already knows what's happening, so there is no reason for them to pull people aside. And like, I totally get it. I'm not saying I don't understand that point. What I am saying is, you are on network television live, and Julie Chen is telling you to do something. I don't care.
Yeah.
Just fake it. Just fake it. Just be like, okay, oh my God, you come with me in this room. By the way, it's guaranteed airtime. Instead of you all just standing there looking like an idiot, pull somebody in the room. I don't care if you're Leah and have to be like, I bet if you wear my underwear line at leah.com. Like, just fucking do something. You're on live television. Pull somebody aside. Do fucking patty cake.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Julie Chen is telling you what to do, and you're all just standing there like a bunch of morons.
What was it, like a few seasons ago? There was some live comp, and it was at the very beginning of the season, and they were doing comps immediately. And there was somebody there, and Julie Chen told someone to do something, and I think they were like blocks or something. And you were just like, when Julie Chen tells you to do something, you
Oh,
do it.
yeah. Oh, that was Frenchie when
Yes,
Frenchie. What?
yes.
Yeah, and look at what happened to Frenchie. Bye bye. Don't piss off Julie. Don't piss off Julie. She's very fucking clear of what she wants to happen. Okay? So I just
Oh
don't
my
piss
God,
off Julie.
that's
I just
so
don't
funny.
understand. I don't
Yeah, but
understand.
that's the rule. You got to add that to your BB handbook. Listen to Julie. Whatever Julie says, do it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
All you have to easily do is
yeah.
what Julie tells you to do.
Oh my God.
So, we see the Pentagon forming this week.
Mhm.
Chelsea, Cedric, Cameron, T-Core. They want to bring in Brooklyn and Quinn.
Mhm.
And this adds a little bit of drama with Angela.
Oh gosh. I love when it's like you see those people talking and then that camera panned out just perfect and you see at the back of Angela and she's just all you see is the back of her head and her back just staring at him. I mean, just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Hey, Quinn, can you come here for a second? I want to show you something.
I am
Look.
very angry about this, but obviously I want to work with these people, and you should be able to tell that by my frustration and the way I have stomped over to you and
Look.
angrily told you to look.
Hey, Eric, can you come here for a second? Look. This is the group.
Now look,
What
I
does that mean? I would have taken it the same way Quinn did. Okay, so you're going after them or they're coming after you? This is the group. Could you be more cryptic?
I mean, here's the thing. I have, again, I feel like this is the case where I'm not qualified to talk on anybody's feelings about this. But to give Angela the benefit of the doubt,
Oh,
a lot
wow.
of people feel they're either putting all the blame on Quinn or defending Quinn to the death here. I don't I guess I'm blaming Quinn and I'm basing that on his DR. He flat out said in his DR, I did this to be
Yeah.
mischievous. He
Yes.
knew what he was doing. He saw a group of black people together and then what Angela said, and then he went and spread it around. He is a super fan. He understands about the cookout. He understands what has happened on past seasons. He literally just admitted it in the DR. So it's very cut and dry to me why he was doing what he was doing.
Me
Now,
too.
as far as Angela is concerned in this situation, I don't know. Do I want to believe that she really meant that's the group I want to work with? I don't know. Again, I think this is another lesson when someone comes to you for anything. If a person of color comes to you and says, this upsets me because you acted this way, your response should not be crying and making excuses, and it's not that.
And
And
me.
me. It should be, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that. Da 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 da. If a gay person comes up to you and says, I don't like that, I don't like how you're describing me, and that's not my whatever, just
Those
say,
aren't my
oh,
pronouns.
Sam
Um,
Smith, you piece of shit.
but no, I agree. And I think, we see Angela go back and say, you know what? I apologize. I wasn't listening to you. And I think that was really sincere.
I do
Do
think so.
I think Angela meant that she wanted to work with them? Absolutely not. I think she was trying to bring Quinn back into the fold. They had a final two that she blew up during her HOH. She blew up the other alliance in her HOH. And I think she was trying to get some allies like, hey, I'm going to be strategic. Look at that. Look at that. That's the group. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
not knowing Quinn's in that group, right? So
And here's the thing. We also know that Angela rehearses things when she wants to create a moment. She rehearses and play them. I almost think Angela chose those words specifically
God, she
to
did.
have deniability. Like, all I said was that's the group. I can then spin that into that I want to work with or that we should be scared of based on how you now are going to
And if,
react,
and
Quinn.
if people perceive it like we should all be worried, then she can say, I called it out.
Right, exactly.
You should trust me. I'm building trust again.
Yeah.
Or that's the group I want to work with because you guys are all fabulous and smart players. Of course I'd want to work with you. Oh, she did it totally on purpose. She's strategic. She's a real estate agent, for God's sakes. We do that all the time.
Yeah. I just think people now, not all people, but I think a lot of people in these situations, it's just so personal for them. And it's just like they want to go on the defense and cry and not mean, don't say that. And it's so hard for people to just be like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I won't do that. Okay. What does it hurt you to just be like, okay, you're right. And like you said, she did come around and do that. I have a feeling the therapist or the DR or whoever kind of said to her, this is the way adults should respond to this scenario. Maybe.
Oh, I loved, could Tikor be wearing any darker glasses listening to her? Like, those were the darkest shades I've ever seen and just didn't remove them. Like, for me, if I'm accepting an apology, I would take my sunglasses off. I want to look you. I guess I'm more of a Lisa than I thought. I want to look you in the eye, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't care, but I think she accepted it with sincerity. I know Angela meant it with sincerity.
Yeah.
Crazy does, have moments, where they realize they're crazy.
I love Cedric's DR when he was like, oh, Angela, I don't think you're racist. I think you're horrible at this game. It's like, I think you're the worst at this game. Hands down, the worst player that has ever played this game. That's what I think, Angela. And I was
but
like,
not a racist.
yes.
But not a racist.
Right. Not a racist, just
Yeah.
abysmal at anything. And also, you don't know this yet, but your real estate firm has removed you from their website. Oh, it's so bad. I have to just, put a little asterisk in here again and say, nobody should be going after these people's real lives. You cannot like her, but dear God, stop.
And I agree. Like this week, I'm liking her less and less, but I'm telling you, this is the kind of real estate broker.
Well, they removed her. They're being so harassed by people from the show
and
for
I
her.
would too. And they can put her back up after the show, whatever. That's no
Yeah.
big deal. But I'm telling you, as many people don't like Angela or she's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, she's in a pressure cooker. But you know what? Some of the things that she's doing, I can see why she probably makes a really good real estate agent. Like having that on your side going after the asset and the house that you're trying to buy and dealing with the listing agent. Oh my gosh. It's just, yeah. I would just sit back if I was a buyer. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Angela is pots and pans and a 2-2 away from becoming Josh Martinez. She's emotional, but I feel like it's all strategic tears. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
that.
things when it comes to her is strategy and strategic. I saw people said that they wanted us also this week to comment on, and I don't know why, I do know why, BB21 Sam came out this week, due to the Olympics opening that we brushed on last time. And he doesn't like trannies. And if they want to get dressed up in a dress and be called a girl, that he doesn't have to do that.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Exactly. Exactly. The guy Sam, ship it, send it from BB21. Very homophobic and very proud, like very proud white man to not respect anybody different than him.
So should I tell Kamala to remove him from all the texts?
Oh, I've removed him. I've removed him from all our stuff. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Removed him
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
every of our stuff. Bye. See you
Guess,
later.
guess he's not voting for Kamala. Guess so.
I don't have an opinion. Again, I will. It's exactly what I just said and what we kind of saw Angela do. What does it matter? If John literally just says to me, "I now want you to refer to me as a light bulb," I would be like, "Well, that's weird, but if that's what you want, okay, light bulb." How does
So,
that
but
affect my life? It
right.
doesn't. Does that make you happy if I call you a light bulb?
Well,
Okay.
well, you call me a casual viewer.
Call you casual viewer.
I didn't even ask for that.
I just don't understand people that are like, I refuse. I'm okay with calling
I
you
know.
Steven, but I will not call you her. Okay? I won't. I will use one word, but this other word is very different for me and I won't. I just don't get it. It's like
I
people want to fight, people want to argue.
could not agree more. It's like it doesn't change my life, anything. It just you're an important person in my life, and if this is what you're going by, or if these are your new pronouns, and I care and love you, who cares? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah.
Lost in chat said, again, I was a woman here for 5 years and I accepted it. I, for like 5 years of the show, thought Lost was a girl. And I called Lost a girl. Girl, girl, girl. She. Lost, lost, lost. And one day, 5 years in, Lost was like, by the way, I'm a guy. I was like, I don't believe you. I'm calling you a girl still. Pronouns. Right. So, I mean, Quinn used it, whatever. I feel it was very cringy on Quinn's part to be like, I did it on purpose. I'm being mischievous. I'm surprised there wasn't more backlash of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did see people on Twitter defending him, people not defending him, but I don't know.
I'm defending him because he's in a very vulnerable position. He trusted Angela, Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, early on, told her about his power. She hasn't told anyone, which blows my mind. Which
Yes, she
also
did.
I'm getting to that. Yeah, we know she talked to Tucker, yes. But up until that point, let me say, she hadn't told anyone, which means all the crying and everything, I agree, is calculating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even said, I'm going to use this if I have to stay in the house. He did that to try to get everybody against her to vote her out, so it would kind of save his game a little bit. So I get why he did that. Unfortunately, it just didn't work, kind of backfired.
Mm-hmm.
Angela's good. She's good at that. She's got 50 years of manipulating.
I have such a horrible memory between the show and the feeds now. But I feel
Which
like
is why
she
we have
did.
the notes. That's good.
Well, I feel like she did. She's told more people than just Quinn. I feel like I'm sure chat will tell me. I think at that point she did tell more people but Quinn. But maybe I am wrong about that. What did you think of Mackenzie? Like and Chelsea when Mackenzie told her about the power. I mean, there was no like you beat Chelsea.
Hi,
I have the power. If you're looking for who has the power, I have the power. What? She just offered it up like in 1 second. Like, I have the power.
Well, I don't think it was 1 second. Like, they were talking and stuff, and then
Yeah.
she's just, they haven't connected. They haven't really done anything. And so then when Chelsea brought up the power, and she's just like, I'm really trying to figure out who has these upgrades, all this stuff. And then, of course, immediately she did that. Of course, I thought it was dumb, but then I was just like, you know what? She's trying to build a relationship with her. There's no other way to do it, right? Especially at this point, maybe in a few weeks to come when everything completely changes and stuff like it does every week. But at this moment, and not to get on the block, I think she did the right thing because they're either going to sniff my power out where I have to use it on myself. And if that's how you're going to play the game, bitch, I'm coming after you. Or let's build some trust.
Well, I like Chelsea's strategy of I'm going to keep it a secret. I'm going to try and keep the power on my side.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it did change Chelsea's plans a little bit because I think she kind of wanted to go after Leah after Mackenzie, but then realized it's not going to work out with this power. It's better to keep it on my side.
Right.
Um,
Because she'll just use it on any of them.
exactly.
And of course, Lisa thinking she's close to Leah and Mackenzie. No power. No power used again.
No power used on you, sweetie. None, 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 none. No. Well, she, as we saw, was blindsided. So was Angela. I mean, that
Matt.
was a double blindside of.
Matt. Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, well, everyone's getting blindsided. Um, she also tells a lot of people she kind of got in trouble from the DR, which they didn't show on the show. But she also likes to tell different people different things about the power. Like some people, she says it's good for 4 weeks. Other people says on the fourth week, if it doesn't get used, it automatically gets used. It's used on herself the next. Like she just likes to tell people all different things to the point where the DR was like, you have to go and clarify with people your power, because
Really? I mean, that could be part of her strategy.
you're not allowed to lie about powers.
Oh,
Otherwise,
screw that.
everybody would go around that house and go, "I have the power to double door back you. If you nominate me, then I'm gonna use my power to
You
take your
didn't get an
HOH."
envelope when you walked in the house? Oh, I did, and it said I had a power.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um it's whatever. So she nominates Kenny, Angela, Lisa. No surprise there. Angela is always going to be the nom as a house target. Kenny's always going to be a nom because he wants to go home. And then Lisa. It was a little bit weird because at some points Chelsea, who we knew was in the alliance with Cam and all that stuff, she was thinking about going after Cam. It was so weird for a while there, but she ended up being like, I just need to go after Lisa. Lisa's my target.
Yeah.
So that is who she ended up going after. I like that Brooklyn realized she's at the bottom of the totem pole in this alliance. It's like, oh,
And Quinn.
I was
They're
asked
fourth and fifth. Yeah.
fourth and fifth, but I like how Brooklyn was really just like, oh, okay.
Now, see, I think Brooklyn's playing a smart game.
She's in the best spot.
She's in the best spot. Yeah, I think she's doing a really great job. I think Quinn is just getting a little too excited and has exposed himself way too early, which, is the reason why he should have gotten Angela out.
Yeah, should have.
Woulda, coulda.
What did you think of Tucker talking about Lisa doing the comp? Remember, like Tucker was doing the commentary on Lisa.
I'm completely blanking, and I know I see it in my notes. I wish I would have taken more detailed notes.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't remember either, but you seem to think it was really funny, so I'm gonna let you talk about it.
Maybe I left the AI on my phone a little too long.
Okay, there you go. Angela finally, like we said, went and talk. I want to talk to Quinn. What did you think of her being like, Lisa, wipe that smirk off your face?
Oh my gosh.
Just out of nowhere. Do you think Lisa's bullied?
I think Angela's being a little bit of a bully towards her. She's talking about her way she walks. She's talking about the smirk. Oh, when she walked in and started doing that. And the thing too that I don't like is people like her who sit there and cry and said, I didn't have any friends growing up. We see why. You were this way then too, because you're very childish. So this is why you didn't have friends, because you're kind of nasty.
Yep.
And I totally agree. And I agree what she did to Lisa was completely wrong and crappy. And if it was me, I would have went after her. But Lisa's not that type. She's very namaste. And I just think it's really interesting that this place in the storeroom is the only place without a camera to sit there and cry.
No, that's not. I mean, I think back to BB15. I think Amanda, she used to hide in the garbage pail to cry. She used to go into the set. Like, these people are like, there's nowhere I can cry. What are you worried about crying for? Just fucking cry. We're watching you shit and piss. Crying is the one that you have a problem with?
Yeah.
We're literally watching you people finger bang your mouths while you're brushing your teeth. That is much worse than having to
Yeah.
watch you cry. Trust me.
But see, I think Lisa in the real world could stick up for herself. I think if anybody said, this food you made is horrible, I think she would defend herself. I think she was really using that as a sympathy strategy to be like, Angela's doing this to me. Look how she's horrible to all of us. We should really get her out.
Well, Destiny's has
I think that's what she meant by the whole. We all talked about it in the house, and the plan was to get out Angela. I think that was when it happened. Just a few people. Look what she's doing. She's doing horrible things.
Now, the plan was you all weekly, so you just were unaware of it. Destiny says, what about her crawling into the corner as a goddess? Remember when she was in the corner crying and she was like, I know I'm a goddess.
I'm a goddess.
All goddesses cry in the storage room corner?
Apparently there's different tiers of goddesses.
I mean, here is my thing, and I will say this into the day that I die. Number one, Big Brother has become so watered down to what it used to be. Again, now that I just brought up Amanda, I remember Amanda in her bathrobe running behind Alyssa, screaming at her. I mean, the fact that we're acting like a walk and a you're a twit is bad is ridiculous. Like, oh my God, are other seasons of Big Brother with, BBUK, oh my God, why can't I remember her name now? The old lady, whatever. These people would never survive. However, I am full on, there is no bullying in a game that you sign up to play for money, that you're aware of the rules of it. You're not being bullied. That's the game. You chose to play it. You're playing for $750,000. You're not being bullied. Give me a fucking break. Stand up for yourself then, or just be like, no. But to be like, you're bullying me is ridiculous. It's Big Brother.
No, and I agree. And you know what? I'd probably take back the word bully because I think it's overused. But if that's her strategy to Angela's great at knowing how to push certain people's buttons. You know what I mean? Like, she, as wacky as she is and flies off the handle, she is looking around, studying people. She's smart that way, and you have to be that way as a real estate agent too. You gotta know your P's and Q's and stuff with people. So she knows how to push Lisa's buttons, and I just think Lisa tried to use that as a strategy to be like, look how horrible she is, and we're all goddesses, and she should treat goddesses this way, to try to stay in the house, and it just didn't work.
On her goodbye messages. Did you see her goodbye messages?
Yes.
I love when Angela came up and she did this.
Oh, she plugged her ears and looked down.
I'm like, oh my God. I wouldn't, again, I'm sorry. You're not someone I would hire in the real world. If this is how you react to conflict, what happens when I don't like something that you made? Are you going to be like,
never thought about that. You're right. Or if I'm disagreeing, or if I said, this is a country barbecue, but you've got lasagna here. Like, I didn't order that. And then she's just like looking at me. No.
No, this is not my safe space. I've glittered the lasagna. I've glittered the lasagna and you're bullying me now if you don't like my food.
I wanted street corn and this is lasagna.
I honestly feel bad for her because I don't believe it's an act. I believe this is her personality. This is how she is. And I think for the last 2 weeks, she has thought she has had one relationship with these people, I think most of all with Tucker, and she is now going to go home and watch these people, especially Tucker, say in these DRs that they can't stand her, that she's annoying, that she's being made the butt of a joke in the edit. I think, and I know that they do this now, they give everybody, when they get off the show, therapy for as long as they need it. Well, I think Lisa
It's going to need it. She's got to take advantage of it.
She's going to have to take advantage of it because I do feel bad. I think she's going to be really hurt when she.
Oh, she's definitely going to be hurt, especially to sit there in the interview you see on the show and then the extended interview on Insta where she's just like, I'm so proud of who I was and then I stayed true. And then she's going to see all these people's opinions of her. And it's going to be kind of unanimous. Like,
Yeah,
you know, you're a twit, and everybody thinks so. Like, Angela wasn't wrong.
like being
It
called.
it was mean, but it wasn't wrong.
And being called a twit sent her into a room to cry in a corner. Well, imagine when she finds out that America is laughing at her on primetime television.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel bad for her. I hope I don't know. I do feel
Yeah.
bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. She annoyed the living shit out of me, but I don't think she should have left. I think
No.
she caused chaos and drama. She made the feeds more interesting of what they would let us see. Yeah.
I loved the Tucker Lisa one-on-one where he thinks she's got her upgrade power. Tucker says, listen, I can read body language. I studied with the CIA. Private security, whatever he said. And I'm just like,
Sure you did, Tucker.
and then in his DRs, she's got the power. I'm like, obviously you weren't hired by the CIA because you suck at it, because she doesn't
Exactly.
have it.
I see Little Big Red and Miss Man Cougar say, Lisa lives by her own script. She might be hurt, but we'll never see it. She's a self-preservationist.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But then I don't want those unresolved feelings in my food.
Yeah, I don't know that she's gonna show us it. I just think she's gonna be hurt. And I think she's gonna be hurt more than other people are going to be hurt.
I think so too, especially when you think you're coming across a certain way and you're
Right.
proud of it, and then you're going to see all of this.
Right. I think it's gonna be a huge blow to her.
They should do like an addendum to her contract saying, we're going to hand you these DVDs or whatever, zip drive, but we're only going to let you see them in a therapist's office. You can only watch them in a therapist's office.
You get to have your phone therapy session
Like,
with them now.
on a Zoom, like one monitor could have the show, the other one could have your therapist on a Zoom. Yeah.
And while it is great that you have said therapist, the therapist is also aware of who they're working for, so they make sure to steer you away from any
Their
liability, any liability falling onto that show for your mental problems.
It's like sometimes HR is just not exactly on your side. They're
Right.
paid by the company. Like,
Right, exactly. Exactly. I always found things that I heard about the therapist funny. Anyway, anyway. So yeah, POV happens, Kenny wins. Kenny, I want to go home, Kenny. Just send me home this week, Kenny.
I miss my family. I miss my kids. Kenny.
I hate it here. I'm gonna self-evict if I get put on slop. Kenny.
Put him on slop.
Exactly. But this is what I mean where he holds the game hostage, and it's annoying as shit.
It's a strategy.
Well, it's a dumb shit strategy. It's a strategy that I absolutely hate.
We're seeing different things.
Okay. Well, Tucker flushes an upgrade. Great. So do you think that the house was smart going for Lisa this week? Like having the choice of Lisa. Well, or also, let me ask you this first. Was Tucker smart in volunteering himself? So Tucker says, I'm watching this whole thing happen with
Yes.
Angela. The house feels very stressful now. I'm going to be chivalrous and say I'll go up to make things easy on
Well,
Chelsea.
and I mean, let me ask you because I'm a casual viewer. Like, is Tucker in any alliances?
Yeah,
So doing this builds trust, right? With
sure.
Chelsea, the conversations that he had. Listen, Lisa's annoying. Lisa's this. Everybody, I'm so sick of the glitter. That's, one of the reasons why Lisa was even on the block. So I think he did it to build trust. So I thought it was smart. We saw how fast he did that security race, BBAI Arena. He definitely did it fast and blew Angela and Lisa out of the water. But the vote shocked me. The votes just shocked me.
Okay.
Like especially Quinn's. I mean, you see my note on there. Did the producers make them vote for Lisa? Like, I was so shocked.
Well,
And
Lisa was the plan all week, but hold on, let me go back for a second. So
okay.
you think that you're saying you think Tucker was smart volunteering himself to go on the block. You think that is a good strategy for him to endear. Okay, go ahead.
Just this one time,
Okay,
just this week, not in the future where he's just like, I'll do it again. I don't think that that's smart. I think in this particular moment in time, he's not in really any alliances. I think he does have a few good relationships here and there. Chelsea was stuck. She didn't know what to do. She's trying to keep the least amount of blood on her hands. And then you got Tucker, who is fit and who could probably take on Angela and Lisa because, Lisa won the veto last week. I think I can beat her. Let me do it. And you could see the relief in her face. So he built some trust with
so
her. Yeah.
so if I told you that this current week Tucker once again volunteered to be a nom, not even a replacement, but an actual nom the whole time, then would you think he's being stupid?
I need more context
Well, that's it.
as a
I mean, I don't know. There's so much we could talk about. The quickest thing is, it's not a spoiler. This game happens in real time. Cedric is HOH for this week. He's deciding what to do. Obviously, again, this is why I say it's stupid. He's going to put
yeah,
up
but
Angela and Kenny because those are going to always be the fucking defaults. No one has to play the game. And then they
yeah.
need a third person. Oh, let's be the guys strong. Let's make a guy alliance. Let's start going after the girls. Okay, Tucker volunteers himself. I'll go up for you, Cedric. Then this way I'll win. I'll beast out the comp. Then you can put one of the girls up and we get them out.
So who are the other noms?
Angela and Kenny. It's always going to be Angela and Kenny.
Oh, I was going to say, how come Lisa's not the nom? Oh, that's right. She's already gone.
Yeah, but I mean, that's going so far ahead. I just think, here's my thing. Tucker being so willing to be a nom, and then we see him consistently doing well in these comps, and now this current week that we're talking about, we saw him blow through that AI arena. At some point, these people are going to go, this guy's a threat. And like
Copies.
Destiny's...
Yeah, I think it's stupid.
Yeah, like I say, Destiny's and I always talk about the feeds when I'm live on You Now every day, and she feels that Angela will probably leave this week in a real time this week, and once Angela goes, if Tucker continues to do this, they're gonna vote him out.
Of course, he's just, like I said, this one time, great, but now it's just like, you know what I mean? Now your head's a little swollen because you did so well this week. You know what I mean? So that's not a good strategy at all.
So do you okay, so now you said that you were shocked by the vote because that was my second question for you. Do you think it was the smart choice for the House in choosing between Lisa, Angela, and Tucker? Well, it's just between Angela and Lisa in the end because like we said, Tucker won. So between Angela and Lisa, was Lisa the smart choice for the House? Or do you is that where your vote would have fallen?
I understand why Lisa was the vote because her and Angela together, Lisa's already won a veto. So it's an easy, less blood on your hands. Angela would also be that as well. So now we've got someone who's actually won a veto comp out of the House. Now the next HOH can be like, okay, you know what? It's only week 3, and now I want the least amount of blood too. And Chelsea and Cedric are in an alliance. So great, you've got Angela and Kenny. You know, I don't know why the old people aren't working together, but they're not. So I think it was
Because
just really
Angela went after the other old person
right.
on day
Oh,
one.
on day one, yes. But I mean that still shocks me that she's just stupid
Horrible.
that way. But for Mackenzie to have to vote Lisa out and not Angela, especially Quinn,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, I'm voting for Angela. I was just like, oh,
I don't want either one of them to go. I mean, I wish that
but for his game,
Yeah.
Angela can expose him
Yeah.
and have to sit there and go, I'm voting for Lisa to leave for some reason, is what he said. And I was just like, oh, that must have been so hard to be like, oh, I need this woman out. She could mess my game up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, exact. But again, he's playing for social media. He knows exactly what he's doing. I see Jackie Knows says, at least they're not going for Angela and Kenny because they're the old people, but because they have other problems. So it is true. Way to go
Old
for
people
that.
have problems too.
Old people have problems.
It doesn't all get resolved at a certain age, you young folks.
Yeah. ZZ is saying what I said too. Once Tucker shows he's willing to go up, he's fair game. This is where I think the flaw is going to be in Tucker. Exactly that. That once people have seen you on that block, you're comfortable up there being on the block, you think you're doing this as a chivalrous thing, I'm making it easy for people. Yeah, and what you're also making easy for people is, oh, Tucker, you've already been on the block, you can go up again.
Oh yeah, least blood on your hands. We've got a new Lisa, is basically what Tucker's doing. He's the person he despised the most in the House he's now becoming a Lisa. She's going to be on the block. No one's going to, HOH is not going to care because it's the least amount of blood. He's won comps. You know what I mean? And eventually he will not win. And they're going to see, you know what? Look at his track record. Just like
look at his track record already.
I know.
In all honesty, if he does not win this POV and he does not win the AI arena this week, if they don't vote him out, he's stupid.
Honey, I'd be like, you in danger, girl.
Like, if you have Angela and Tucker sitting next to each other and the person you vote out is Angela.
Quinn.
Yeah, by the way, what was your reason for voting out Matt again? Because he was a physical threat? Well, Tucker's a physical threat, and he completed a hard puzzle in 2 seconds.
Right.
Angela couldn't get the first piece in. She couldn't get the first piece in, and you're letting her go?
Matt's a physical threat and did nothing yet.
Yeah.
It was the first week.
I mean, these people, this is what I mean. Like, the season started where we were like, oh, God, this is going to be such an amazing cast. So diverse, so many gamers, so much blah, blah, blah. And it's just, meh. Like, where's the strategy? Where's the gameplay? Again, you know, you're saying it is Kenny's strategy. A lot of it, I feel, has to do with Kenny holding them hostage. A lot of it has to do with Angela's a default nominee. So there's really never any drama from noms. There's never any drama from the powers because the whole house knows who has the powers. And
well,
so
neither
of them can use it.
As the weeks go on, you know, right now we just completed week 2. HOHs don't want to get a lot of blood on their hands.
Yeah.
By Kenny getting nominated, he is seizing control of his game and giving himself a fighting chance to stay in the House. And then I think as the House starts to shift and people want to make big moves and start building their resume, I think we're going to see a shift in Kenny. And if we do, then it was all strategy. If not, don't put him up. You know what I mean? Like, if that's the thing, if you're holding us hostage, well, I'm not going to be hostage to you anymore. I'm not putting you up.
Right.
And then we'll see what happens. And, oh, by the way, we have to nominate people for slop, and I'm the HOH. Kitty, you're on slop. Like, I would push him. You've said these things. Now let's see what happens when they happen to you. But no one's challenging him yet. But it's still early in the game, so.
I mean, I agree with you. I would 100% put him on slop. Definitely, no questions asked. I would put him on slop.
Yeah.
I don't know if on the HOH and there is someone saying, put me up. That's too tempting. Like, why would I want to make an enemy for no reason? So, I don't know. I feel like that's too tempting. But I hear what you're.
But I think as numbers get down too, people that you didn't like in the beginning can also become your ally, right? As numbers start to dwindle. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
He's got time to repair that.
I agree with Chat too. You should not be allowed to expose your power. If you expose the power, it gets taken away from you. By the way, that used to be the rule of the game. Like back with, Jeff and the golden power of veto and that stuff, you were not allowed to tell anybody about the power you had or anything. I don't know why we ever got away from that. They're literally doing things to make the game anti-climax. There is a part of me that feels seriously like Big Brother for the gays out there, and ladies might know what I'm talking about. Like, it's the producers. Like, they're trying to kill the show. Like, they have some good insurance on this show because it used to be the #1 show, and they are trying to kill it to collect their insurance money. Because that is such an easy thing. Don't tell me that none of you sat around that table and went, should we make it where this amazing power actually gives good TV? Or should we do it where, like, they can tell everyone and then it will fizzle out and die? Let's do that one.
So you're calling all the producers a bunch of Kennys trying to kill the show?
I don't understand. I have said this all along. Just take one actual fan of this show and have them in these meetings with you. Because I think you're that out of touch of what fans want. Remember, they started this season and everyone told me, Eric, you're an idiot. Julie started the season going, this is the best thing ever. I tip my hat to Allison Grodner. This is going to be life-changing. I've never seen anything like this. I'm blown away. I've never said that in 22 years. What are you blown away about? The box that you spend $50,000 on that you've used 2 times so far. By the way, you couldn't have, I don't know, had past winners come into that box and talk to people. The amount of endless ways I could think that you could utilize that box to make something interesting happen in this game, and you have a stupid thing spinning around it. It's like, what are they doing? If you want to make the game more exciting, stop revealing the vote number. Again, such an easy thing. Doesn't cost you any money, impacts nothing. Stop letting people vote together. If Quinn would have been able to vote how he wanted, that would have created more drama in the house. But we're not allowed to see that because for some reason you want everyone to know the vote number. It's so stupid. Just like revealing the powers, you should not be able to do it. Cost you no money, just make it a rule. I don't understand why they refuse to do these simple things. I want to go back in time to when I interviewed Julie, and this is the questions I want to ask her. I wish I had a time machine.
Do you think Julie has any power in any of this?
I think I would at least get an answer.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's what I want to know. I want to know why this isn't a thing. Chelsea did a whole bit on how dirty Cam is. Otherwise, no one talks about him. Not only does no one talk about Cam, he gets no DRs. If you've noticed, him and Rubina, no DRs.
Oh my gosh, why?
They're not adding anything to the show. They're not doing anything.
Well, there's some at least blood on your hands too, right?
I guess.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last Rubina one I saw.
There isn't. I can tell you. There's literally people on Twitter. I apologize, I forget their name, but they literally post how many DRs a person gets an episode. Cam and Rubina got none this week.
Wow, that's not good.
No, you're literally adding nothing to the show. So
they're there to add content.
Yeah. So, that's how that week, like I said, heading into this week, like we said, Cedric has now won HOH. Apparently, it was a physical HOH. And then, like we said, he went and nominated Angela and Kenny because House Target wants to go home. Tucker volunteered to be the third person, and now we are waiting for them to play the POV today. The collective was supposed to meet last night. I fell asleep. I wonder if anyone in chat knows. Did the collective have their meeting? This would be the time when, before the show, I would be able to flash back and watch things that I missed, but can't do that anymore because we're not allowed to know what happens on the show anymore. Destiny says yes, they met. Okay, anything exciting happen in that meeting that we need to know about? Anything happen exciting? Are the collective gonna work together? Are they gonna, because you know the collective for the whole week have been talking about the collective, yet they've never met. It's 2 weeks into the game. Maybe you guys should meet at some point. So they finally made a plan last night to meet, and
led by Joseph, says Kia G in our YouTube chat.
Thanks, Kia G, led by Joseph. Okay, interesting. I'm sure we're going to see it on the show, you know, this coming up week, so it'll be interesting. Like I said, we talk about it all in our Discord. Hannah's aunt says Joseph didn't understand why Brooklyn was there. Oh, Joseph's another one. Yeah, so I mean that's what has happened last week. That's what's going on this week. Like I said, I talk about this every single day. I'm live on You Now around 4 o'clock. Destiny's always joins me. If you're sick of hearing John's thoughts on Big Brother, Destiny's and I talk about it the live feeds every day. We cook. We're always in our Discord, in the live feeds chat. We're watching and chatting there. We watch the East Coast airings of the show there. So check out our Discord. Check us out on You Now. We're always live all day, every day. Here, You Now, Twitch, it's 24/7. There's live feeds happening all the time, Comedy Jonah.
It's a lot. Lots going on here.
And I don't want to say it, but trust me, there's more drama that happens in the You Now shows that happen on the feeds. The people that know. There's a lot of drama. So final thoughts, Comedy Jonah?
Yes, I agree with Tucker nominating himself. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm just excited to see if Tucker is going to win and take himself off the block, the veto.
Now you're going to be with us next week, but then you are off to jolly old England.
I am not to England, to Barcelona. So we're going to do our show Friday.
We're doing our show Friday before Comedy Jonah leaves.
And then Saturday I go to Barcelona till the 19th. So I'm going to be missing the following week's show.
So people have already been telling me who they want to fill in, but feel free to comment below this video if you're watching on You Now and let me know who should be John's fill-in for that week. I'm so sad I thought you were going to England. I had a whole list of Lush I wanted you to get for me from the UK. Well, that's disappointing.
The soap?
Yeah, the soap.
Just go to your local mall.
I can't with you. Okay, so
soap
comes from UK, John. There's limited edition things that are only available in the UK.
Oh, see, I don't use that anymore. That's so passé.
Okay, well, I'm going to passé and say, everyone, we hope you have a wonderful day. I'm heading over to the live feeds chat on our Discord right now, and I will see you guys there. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.